Imagine a cold morning in 1889. The bustling streets of Paris are filled with vendors shouting over one another, carts creaking as they roll across cobblestone roads, and pedestrians dodging their way through the chaos. At the very center of it all, standing on the edge of a construction site in the heart of the Champs de Mars, a man named Gustave Eiffel raises his hand to signal his workers. The workers who are building what many people believe will be the greatest folly in the history of mankind. The Eiffel Tower, we know it today as one of the most iconic landmarks in the world, a shimmering beacon of architectural genius. But in 1889, this soaring iron structure was considered a massive eyesore, hated by artists, writers, and deep-thinking intellectuals alike. Gustave didn't need to read the newspapers to know how unpopular his project was. Everywhere he went, debates raged about the monstrosity being constructed in the middle of Paris. People referred to it as the hollow candle or the metal asparagus, and the complaints were savage. One critic famously described it as an inescapable nightmare, decrying Eiffel as a villain who dared insult the beauty of Paris. And yet, Gustave Eiffel pressed on. Building this tower wasn't just about satisfying his own ego or proving his engineering skills. For Gustave, this was about exploring what iron could do, about defying gravity, redefining architecture, and creating something Paris, whether they liked it or not, would never forget. But here's the part of the story they don't teach you in school. The Eiffel Tower wasn't just an architectural marvel. It secretly helped shape the future of science in ways you wouldn't expect. You see, once the Eiffel Tower was completed, it wasn't only tourists and skeptics admiring, if reluctantly, the view from its summit. It quickly became a coveted platform for scientists who saw it as an unprecedented opportunity to conduct high-altitude experiments without having to ascend dangerous mountains. One of the tower's earliest visitors was a French meteorologist who wanted to understand weather patterns that couldn't be studied at Earth's surface. Every day, he climbed the tower's dizzying staircases, hauling bulky barometers and thermometers on his back. His findings about air pressure and temperature at height would influence meteorology for years to come. But that was just the start. A decade later, a man named Eugène Ducretet climbed the tower with a curious contraption, a wireless transmitter. Marconi may get credit for inventing long-distance radio transmissions, but Ducretet had an ambitious mission of his own. Using the Eiffel Tower as a broadcasting antenna, he succeeded in transmitting radio signals over 4 kilometers, from the tower to the Pantheon. It was small scale, but this experiment paved the way for greater innovations in radio technology. The Eiffel Tower had inadvertently taken on a second identity, not just as a work of art in iron, but as the heart of early French telecommunications experimentation. Still, the Eiffel Tower's most unexpected scientific contribution was yet to come. Jump forward to World War I, when radio communications had become critical for military strategy. Gustave's creation, standing tall above the streets of Paris, was transformed during the war into a giant signal station used for intercepting enemy messages. The same structure so hated by Parisian intellectuals was now helping defend their city. And yet the story doesn't stop there. By the time the war ended, scientists saw the tower's potential for yet another groundbreaking use: astronomy. In the 1920s, astronomers researching cosmic rays began using the Eiffel Tower to prepare experiments that would help reveal the invisible particles bombarding Earth from outer space. It's fascinating to think about, isn't it? The Eiffel Tower wasn't just a cultural icon born from the vision of Gustave Eiffel. It evolved into a scientific tool that would serve humanity for decades. People loved to hate it, yet they relied on it more than they wanted to admit. And the irony? Gustave Eiffel himself had insisted that his creation would have a practical purpose beyond its superficial appeal. Today, millions of people visit the Eiffel Tower every year. It's become a symbol of romance, creativity, and the timeless wonder of Paris. But every time you look up at its shimmering beams, remember its secret history as a hub of science and innovation. A structure born from controversy, embraced by brilliance, and transformed into a beacon of possibility for future generations. So the next time you hear someone call the Eiffel Tower a simple tourist attraction, you can tell them the truth. It's much, much more than that. It's proof that the things we hate today might one day help us advance the future.